cleanse, treat, protect. So every routine that you do should have at least those 3 steps, no more than 5 minutes morning and night to do a good routine. It's still time. It doesn't have to be a full hour and 13 steps. It can be 3 steps, so long as you're following cleanse, treat, protect. A lot of the fear mongering and marketing around ingredients, when you actually boil it down to the safety protocols that we have to go through to put that ingredient into a product, it's ridiculous to scaremonger around them.
It's marketing, right?
Yeah, it's all marketing. Yeah, I really hate their whole philosophy. Every time I've tried to use them, I've gotten rashes and allergic reactions. I'm very anti that brand. If anyone comes to me, they're like, I'm using this, I'm like, stop. do not continue. Throw them away.
So welcome to another episode of Behind the Beauty Podcast. I'm here with Bonnie, who is our facialist tutor, and today is all about you, Bonnie. We'll be getting to know you a little bit more, talking about your favourite skincare, what kind of ingredients you look out for, and giving our viewers and also our students a bit more knowledge into yourself and into the beauty industry. So Welcome, Bonnie.
Hi.
It's great to have you. Tell me about you. I mean, I know about you. We work beside each other each and every day.
Literally beside each other.
Literally. But tell the viewers about you. Let's know a little bit about you, how you came to be in the industry, and what kind of education you went through to get to where you are.
Yeah, for sure. So I am a senior tutor here at the Australian Beauty School. I've been here for 1.5 years, and before that I worked in the skincare industry, working as a specialised facialist and laser technician. So I was doing that for about 3 years. I graduated beauty school in 2019, and I kind of fell into it by accident while I was at university. I was studying to be an engineer, actually.
Very different from
a biomedical engineer. Really fascinated by biology, and had always kind of loved makeup and things, and had been doing makeup on the side as like a side hustle for a while, and then was like, why won't my makeup stay on my face properly? And just kind of fell in love with skincare, and then it became my entire life. I spent tons of money. I reviewed products for a while on Instagram, and then I went to beauty school at the French Beauty Academy on the Gold Coast, which is one of the premier schools in Queensland. I graduated within 8 months.
That's quite a while. That's a 12-month. That's quite a short time. That's a 12-month course, isn't it?
It was actually a 24-month course. I did 3 diplomas in that time.
Oh my God.
So I have my diploma of beauty therapy and my diploma of screen and media in makeup. And I won 2 awards while I was at the French beauty school for my knowledge in skincare and my techniques of facials. It was quite clear that I was really in love with those particular services. And then I went on to work for some really prestigious facialists in mostly in their skincare retail side of things. And then during the pandemic, I decided I wanted to investigate the chemistry of things a bit more, having already been through university and fully understanding the biological and chemical side of how skincare works. I decided to apply myself into another diploma of personal care formulation, and learned about how to actually do cosmetic chemistry and formulate products. And so that really helped me to secure the kinds of roles that I wanted to do in the facials industry.
How amazing. You've got so much knowledge. And I want to say everything that Bonnie tries her hand at, she is excellent at. You just have this innate knack for the beauty industry, which I get so inspired working alongside you every single day.
I feel the same way about you.
You're so sweet. Let's talk about facials, because I know you'd love them. What are the different types of facials that you can get, and what is your favourite type?
Absolutely. So my personal favourite facial service, or modality as we would call them in the industry, is skin needling. It's a way of stimulating collagen production in the dermal layer of the skin. So that's done by using a very short needle and puncturing down into the dermis, where you can then add serums and things like that to actually penetrate, because most products won't penetrate past the epidermis, or the outermost layer of the skin. And so what that does is it stimulates wound healing response, and because it's all over the face, you're not going to get scarring from it, but it is going to produce collagen, which actually helps with aging and texture issues and also pigmentation and a bunch of other things because it's causing that cellular turnover.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And when you say the needling, is that with a needle pen or is that a derma roller?
So standard industry doesn't use derma rollers or like stamps anymore. You can do that as a clinical nurse maybe with things like PRP, but generally they're quite difficult to clean, which means they're pretty much one use only, which makes them really expensive.
Yeah.
And also you always miss areas when you're using those sorts of things, whereas a needling pen is much less likely to lose to miss areas, and also on top of that you can get a much better result, and because you can just remove the needle and replace it really easily, everything's sterile all the time, and which is really necessary
and also cost effective when you're in a business too.
Absolutely.
Love that. What is your favorite part of a facial and why?
My favorite part of a facial would be seeing clients. Well, first of all, it's consultation, talking to people, educating them about their skin, talking to them about how they can better their skincare routine with just little things.
So important in every single aspect of the beauty industry.
Absolutely.
Right from hair to skin.
Yeah, consultation's the most important part, and if you're really passionate about consultation and about educating clients, it's the best part. Everything else is sort of secondary to consultation. If you do a consultation right, like the rest of it's a breeze.
What I love about a good consultation is that you feel so prepared for a service.
Yeah.
And you know exactly what you're going in to do. You know exactly what you're going to do. Yeah. And you also know the effect that you're going to have at the end.
Absolutely.
It really prepares you for a great service.
And it helps prepare your client as well, so they know what's coming, they know what they've got to do, and then they also sort of know and understand themselves better, which is my favorite part.
Yeah.
I also love before and after photos. I love doing like a series of facials on someone and then being able to show them at the end, because it's quite hard to see those results on yourself because you're seeing your face all the time. Whereas I'm seeing you once a month for 6 months, and then you come in and we take that final photo and you compare them, and you can see such a huge difference, especially with treatments like skin needling, meso needling, and even like peels and things like that, where they're continuously doing them. And it changes people's outlook on their own self, and that's so beautiful.
What a confidence boost.
Yeah.
What's the difference between meso needling and standard skin needling?
Standard skin needling doesn't involve the application of a serum.
Okay.
Meso needling is a specialized needling developed by Meso Aesthetic, which is a skincare brand. They have their own needles for it, and also they have their own serums, and there are 3 different types of serums that you can apply for different types of things like anti-aging, pigmentation, and scarring.
Amazing. Yeah. What kind of products and ingredients are your holy grail that you can't live without? What do you look for in a product?
Absolutely. I am a diehard fan of Medicate, the skincare brand, also Aesthetics RX, which is an Australian skincare brand. When I'm looking at products, I look for particular ingredients that I know work for my skin. And also I prefer clinical lines, professional skincare lines when I'm building my own skincare routine. That doesn't mean that other brands aren't good. There definitely are tons of consumer retail brands that are really good skincare. As a dermal therapist, as a cosmetic chemist, it really matters to me formulation.
Yeah.
So I'm always checking the backs of bottles and things to make sure that like the ingredients that I want are high up in the ingredient list, so I know they're at a percentage that will actually do something for my skin.
That's a really good tip. So the higher up in the ingredient list that you see an active or an ingredient that's in the serum or the product or whatever is going to be the highest concentration in that list, right?
So in Australia, ingredient lists have to be listed from highest concentration to lowest concentration. After 1%, they're not listed in order anymore, because after 1%, they're usually like preservatives and things like that. So we don't specifically need to know how much of that is in there, because it's going to be less than 1%.
Yeah.
But everything above 1% has to be listed in order. So the higher something is in the ingredient list, the more percentage there is in the product.
What are some things we should avoid in an ingredients list?
I don't really subscribe to the idea that any particular ingredient is bad.
Okay.
I know a lot of people will say things like SLS or SLES, which is sodium lauryl sulfate. They might also discuss like mineral oils and things like that. I think it's going to come down to personal preference For myself, I've never noticed any issues when using SLS or using mineral oils. My favorite moisturizer has mineral oil in it. I would avoid things like lanolin because it's an animal extracted lipid, so it's not something that I want to use because I prefer to use cruelty-free products where I can. But it's really a lot of the like fear mongering and marketing around ingredients. When you actually boil it down to the safety protocols that we have to go through to put that ingredient into a product, it's really kind of silly to be afraid of any particular ingredient. It's always going to be an individual choice though.
Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about like rules around skincare. What order should your skincare go in? And how do we get the most out of our skincare?
So I have a kind of a rule for a facial routine, a home care routine, I should say, which is cleanse, treat, protect. So every routine that you do should have at least those 3 steps. Cleansing would be any gentle cleanser that's appropriate to your skin type. So go and get a skin analysis, find out what your skin type is. It's not something you can generally find out for yourself. A lot of the like online guides and things won't tell you what your skin type is accurately.
Isn't it funny how they leave out specific information for you to really know what you're
Absolutely. Look, you can get a general idea and most people will know if they're like really oily skinned or really dry skinned, but those like anything in between, it's really hard to make a self-analysis of that. So go and get a skin analysis because that's going to make it so much easier to pick skincare. Go and see someone who has an observed machine so they can take photos of your skin and show you what it looks like as well, because that's really important to the process. But your treat should be your serums. These is where you spend the money as well. Like, don't spend money on cleansers and moisturizers. They're just there to clean your skin. It's going to be washed off after a minute. Or they're just there to sort of seal in what you've put on your skin. I think the bulk of your routine and the bulk of the spend of your routine should be in the serums and the treatments that you're using. And this can be anything from like serums, toners, masks, exfoliants. Those are all treatment products. So you want to think about those ones and how to incorporate them into your routine and not overdo it either. I think a lot of people go, oh, I need every ingredient. But if you just focus on one serum, use it consistently. Consistency is really important with skincare, and use it for more than a month before you make up your mind. A lot of people will use something for a couple of days, they'll start getting purging, which is breaking out of the skin, and then they'll be like, oh, I don't want to use it anymore, it's bad for me. And that's a natural process when you change products or you're using something that's actually having an effect on your skin, is for your skin to kind of freak out about it for a moment.
Yeah.
And if you persevere, generally that will become a beloved product for you. Especially with things like retinol, you'll always get purging, you'll always get dry skin, you'll always go through sensitivity. That's all a part of the experience of using retinol. But 2-3 months in, you'll start to see results and it's worth sticking to it. And then your treatment then your protection, would be moisturizers, sunscreens, and SPF is the most important part of any routine. You should always be wearing sunscreen. Almost all of the signs of aging are caused by the sun. Oxidative stress is what causes aging in the skin, and the sun causes that more than anything else. So SPF every single day, reapplied over and over. I wear it every single day in the middle of winter in Melbourne when it's cold and rainy. I'm still wearing sunscreen.
And your skin is phenomenal. Your skin is beautiful.
I take really good care of my skin, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time, but no more than 5 minutes morning and night to do a good routine. It's still time, but it doesn't have to be a full hour and 13 steps. It can be 3 steps. That's totally fine, just so long as you're following cleanse, treat, protect.
As long as it works for the individual, hey?
Absolutely.
And the other thing too, a skincare routine almost kind of becomes a ritual as well, and it becomes a self-care moment.
Absolutely.
Just for you, which is, I think, what I like the most about putting on my skincare, because it's another thing to do, but when I see it as taking a moment for myself and being able to care for myself, then it kind of makes it a bit more appealing.
It's like brushing your teeth or brushing your hair. Like, you have to do it every day.
Yeah.
It's going to have a big effect on your self-esteem and how you feel about your skin.
Mm.
And that's the benefits of it. And it's worth doing it for 5 minutes a day. It's almost no time, but For some people, that might be too much. There are days where I just slap on moisturizer after I've cleansed my face and that's it. And there are other days where I luxuriate with a mask on for an hour and then do all the steps.
Yeah.
But I think so long as you're putting in a little bit of effort, at least once a day, you probably see results.
Beautiful. We usually do a slay or nay, or hot or not, where we have a series of like pop culture photos and we go through and we say if it's a slay or a nay.
We should do that for skincare brands.
La Mer.
Oh no, like Sunday Riley and Drunk Elephant. Nay. No, absolutely not.
Interesting that you say that because they're really popular.
And they're garbage.
Honestly?
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend them. A lot of their formulations don't have a lot of elegancy to them. Like they're really strong ingredients. They're not formulated correctly. Their vitamin C expires after 3 months of being opened, which is just ridiculous. It means that it's not stabilized properly.
Yeah.
And every time I've tried to use them, I've gotten rashes and allergic reactions. Like I'm very anti that brand.
It's wild that Drunk Elephant is also almost aimed at teenagers.
There's this trend at the moment with like 10, 11-year-old girls going and purchasing a whole routine of Drunk Elephant because the packaging is all designed to be like really childish. Like it's bright colors, square shapes. I really hate their whole philosophy and the fact that they're marketing to people so young who really don't need retinol and vitamin C and
I
things
find
like
that wild because you could, especially with retinol, create chemical burns on skin that's so young.
Absolutely. Like their owner also has like a really strict list of ingredients that they won't work with and that they think are bad. And like a lot of marketing around like scaremongering around ingredients like parabens and SLS and things like that. And it's like, these are fine. They are safety tested. They have been used for ages in the industry. They are the most researched ingredients that you can use. It's ridiculous to scaremonger around them. And then you're also encouraging children to use your products and scaring them from using other people's products because they have these yucky, scary ingredients in them. It's ridiculous. It makes me really mad.
It also sort of perpetuates a kind of fear around your looks as well, and sort of an insecurity around natural things that are occurring in your skin at that age, especially like 11 and 12 years old going through puberty.
Yeah.
Seeing breakouts, seeing difference in texture, oil production and all of that.
Absolutely. If you're developing a skincare routine for someone in puberty, it should be really, really gentle products. They should be tested and safe for use on younger skins. Like Clear Start from Dermalogica. So that is a brand that is designed for teenage use. It's designed for that skin, which is delicate and sensitive and fresh.
Yeah.
It's only starting to get hints of hormones ruining it. And if you're using adult products on that skin, you're going to cause damage, or you'll, at the very least, might cause allergic reactions, might cause sensitivities for life. Like, it's one of those trends at the moment that really upsets me.
I understand. And it would upset you too, being so passionate about skin and maintaining skin health, and
Absolutely.
that would be upsetting. So I can see why you're very passionate about that.
Yeah. It's the one, Drunk Elephant is the one brand that I would just like, if anyone comes to me, they're like, I'm using this, I'm like, stop. Do not continue. Throw them away.
Oh my goodness.
That and St. Ives.
Oh my God. Did you not have a walnut, an apricot walnut?
I've never used it personally, but like when my ex did use it when I first met him, every day on his face, and I made him throw it away immediately.
My mum bought me that when I was about 13 years old and I started having breakouts, and it's like using a body exfoliant. It is so coarse.
It's also really dangerous because it's made from walnut shells that are ground up, right? And they have like sharp little edges on them. So even though they're
when you
really
look at it
fine
microscopically.
particles,
Yeah.
when you're rubbing that on your skin, it's causing microabrasions they're allowing transepidermal water loss, which is drying out your skin. It's also causing, it can cause infections. It can make it break out so much worse. And also it causes aging because it's causing all these little micro abrasions on your skin surface.
Oh my goodness. Stuff to avoid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not buy Drunk Elephant or St. Ives.
No,
Fair.
absolutely not.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, basically, I'm fine with using skincare from the supermarket. I've been there. I've done it. If you're going to do that, I would go to Chemist Warehouse, get some CeraVe, get some Cetaphil. Those are really decent products for the price, and you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. But generally, avoid products that are really overhyped. That would be my advice for products.
It's marketing, right?
Yeah, it's all marketing.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks for all your advice, Bon.
You're very welcome.
That was really, really informative.
You're very welcome.
And now over to our viewers. We couldn't do this without you. We love to do these videos for you guys, and we love to create. So let us know in the comments, have you ever used Drunk Elephant? What kind of skincare do you use? What's your routine look like? We'd love to share, and we'd love to know about you. Please share, comment, like, subscribe our page, and we'll see you in the next one.